As soon as night fell, I hurried back to the quarters. I needed answers, and I needed to know what exactly I was protecting him from. It seemed Mistress Andrea was very familiar with him. Too familiar. I didn't like the way she looked at him, the way her hand touched the center of his chest as she circled around him. I have never felt this emotion before. To tell you the truth, I never felt for a man, any man, the way I do for Nehemiah. The connection me and Nehemiah have is worth protecting at all costs. When I came in, he was sitting at the edge of the small bed, looking at me. You gonna tell me what's going on? Yes, he said, holding out his hand to me. I took it and sat beside him. He looked down on me, eyes focused, unsure. I used to be a blacksmith on their plantation. Ran the barn and worked in the fields. Had been with the family since I was born. So why would they sell you? I remember seeing you that day when Mama got taken away. They only bound slaves by neck, hands, feet if they unruly. Why they sell you? Silence. I waited patiently for an answer as a sigh escaped his lips. Because I lay with her. Oh my God. I felt like my heart was going to come out of my chest. My eyes got so wide. Did I just hear him right? He lay with her? How many times? Many. Willingly? I asked. He nodded. I felt as if someone was physically slapping me in my damn face. Not wanting him to see the tears welling in my eyes, I jumped up to walk away. He just grabbed me, held me to him from behind, pulled me tight against him. I turned to face him, and he wiped the tears falling from my eyes. I felt my defenses going back up. I can't let him hurt me, no matter how much I love him. Her mother caught us in the back of the barn, had me sold that very day. I don't think she knows to who. That's how I ended up here. That's when I saw you. I never wanted anything more in my life. You can't feel how much I love you, Rebecca. I searched for the truth in his eyes and found only pain, sincerity. He wasn't lying. His actions showed me this much. In this moment, I realized I wasn't alone in the world anymore. Even though I was hurt by his revelation, I had to accept it. We as slaves weren't given much of a choice when our masters took interest in us. Mama ran from Master for months before he cornered her in the main house, raping her. I had overheard the stories other slaves would tell, and she would tell me, out of chaos, peace was born unto me. You are my peace, sweet Rebecca. Remember that. And I hold on to it because I love her and I love Nehemiah. I went and sat down back on the bed, holding my face in my hands. Nehemiah, as soon as you're well, she wants me to bring you to her. She still wants you. I know. He sat down beside me. We can stall for as long as we can. She wouldn't risk anyone finding out about your past relationship. It would ruin her. And you know how white folks prize their reputation. I tried to reassure him, but I wasn't even reassured myself. He laid down, pulling me with him. Do you believe me when I say I love you, Rebecca? I believe you, I answered back. Then I let him kiss me, and we made love for the first time, and I felt blissfully asleep. The sound of the latch door pulled me from my sleep, and my eyes began to focus on the figure walking towards me in the middle of the night, and I saw it was Mistress Andrea. What the hell? I jumped up, covering myself. Nehemiah became startled, scooting back on the bed. Her hair was in disarray, and she drank sloppily from her bottle of wine, holding one of Master James' hunting knives in the other hand. She put the knife to Nehemiah's throat. I looked everywhere for you. Thought you were dead, and you've been here the whole time hiding from me. Your mama sold me. I had no choice. I'm a slave, he told her calmly, his arms stretched out in front of me, protecting me. She looked at him, taking another drink. Then she looked at me. You can't have him. He's mine. Daddy bought him just for me. Just for me. She struggled to keep her balance as she pressed the blade into his throat. Blood started to form under the blade. If you love him, why would you hurt him? I told her, and she smiled at me. Because he's mine to hurt. You can't have him. I would see you both hang first. Then let me hang, I screamed, and before Nehemiah could stop me, I grabbed the picture from the nearby chair, knocking her out with it. Nehemiah stood up, putting his hands over his head. I bent down to check to see if she still had a pulse. It turns out she did. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do? Don't worry. I got an idea. Help me get up off the floor and grab that wine bottle. He hesitated. Nehemiah, help me pick her up and grab the damn wine bottle. I'm gonna take care of the rest. He picked her up, and we went into the night, covered under the cloak.